You are welcome to yet another episode of HN What's Your Say? The #1 listening show, where we discuss real issues with real people like you. We are still featuring R. Kelly. Real name Robert Sylvester Kelly. Also known as the R&B King. Today we discuss a powerful revelation that emerged during the New York appeal hearing for the embattled R&B singer. Whether you stand for or against R. Kelly, one fact remains irrefutable: truth often lies buried within deceit, waiting to be uncovered by those willing to pay close attention. As we analyze the state attorney's rebuttal during this appeal, you may find yourself questioning the very foundation of the charges brought against R. Kelly. During the appeal hearing, the state attorney's arguments were aimed at upholding the rather alien RICO violation charges against R. Kelly. The prosecution intended to make claim that the singer used an alleged enterprise to manipulate and confine women under his control. However, in a striking twist, the language used by the state attorney offered an unintended glimpse into the real truth. While attempting to bolster the prosecution's RICO case, the attorney stated that R. Kelly used his alleged enterprise to make the women feel like they were confined.
That this was the kind of case where the defendant had a pattern in place of making these women feel isolated and ashamed, and he used the enterprise to make them feel like they were confined and that they had no way out. There was an expert who testified at trial as well about the defendant's use of these isolation.
Right, but the issue is...
Let us pause here a bit and reflect on those words, feel like. These two simple words carry profound implications. When someone is truly confined or held against their will, there is no need to manipulate their feelings to create an illusion of confinement. Actual confinement is an objective state and not a subjective feeling, and anyone already confined does not need help to be made to feel it. By admitting that the enterprise was designed to make these women feel like they were confined, therefore, the state attorney inadvertently acknowledged that the women were not in fact physically confined as they had alleged. This admission aligns perfectly with the testimony of R. Kelly's former executive assistant Diana Copeland. During her interviews, Copeland unequivocally stated that none of the women were forced to stay at R. Kelly's residence or to do anything for him against their will. In her own words, the door was always open for them to leave the very same way they came in. This testimony undermines the narrative of coercion and force that has been central to the prosecution's case. To fully understand the gravity of this revelation, we must examine how the RICO Act has been applied in R. Kelly's case. The Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, or RICO, is typically used to prosecute organized crime. It allows prosecutors to charge individuals for acts committed as part of a criminal enterprise. In R. Kelly's case, the prosecution claimed that his music career, staff and associates constituted an enterprise used to facilitate illegal activities, including the confinement and abuse of women. The use of RICO in this case has been widely criticized by legal experts and observers. There is no doubt the prosecution stretched the definition of an enterprise to fit a narrative that vilifies R. Kelly. However, the admission that the alleged enterprise was used to make women feel like they were confined raises serious questions about the legitimacy of the RICO charges. If the women were not actually confined, then the enterprise cannot be said to have facilitated the alleged confinement or abuse. This undermines the entire premise of the RICO charge and casts doubt on the validity of R. Kelly's convictions. Moreover, this revelation calls into question the credibility of almost all the women's allegations. If they were not physically confined as the state attorney's statement implies, then what other aspects of their stories might be exaggerated or fabricated? Meanwhile, Diana Copeland's testimony that the women were free to come and go as they pleased adds further weight to this line of inquiry. It suggests that the narrative of force and coercion may have been constructed to paint R. Kelly in the worst possible light regardless of the actual facts. The implications of this revelation extend far beyond the RICO charges. Many of the allegations against R. Kelly hinge on the claim that he used force or coercion to control his alleged victims, the forced labor claims for example. If the prosecution's own statements contradict this claim, then the integrity of the entire case against R. Kelly is called into question. The New York conviction, as well as the Chicago judgment, could be subject to amendments or even overturning if these inconsistencies are brought to light. Let us consider the broader context of this case. R. Kelly has been a polarizing figure for decades with allegations of misconduct following throughout his career. However, it is essential to separate the man from the myth and examine the evidence objectively. The media frenzy surrounding R. Kelly has often blurred the line between accusation and proof, creating an environment where public opinion can influence the course of justice. In this case, the prosecution's reliance on the RICO Act and their framing of the alleged enterprise have raised significant concerns about due process. The admission that the women were made to feel like they were confined suggests that the prosecution may have prioritized narrative over evidence. This is a troubling prospect as it undermines the principle of fairness that is supposed to underpin the legal system. Furthermore, the role of media coverage cannot be ignored. Sensational headlines and emotionally charged reporting have shaped public perception of R. Kelly, often portraying him as guilty before a trial even begins. This atmosphere of prejudice makes it all the more important to scrutinize the evidence and hold the prosecution accountable for any inconsistencies or misrepresentations. As we dig deeper into this issue, it becomes clear that the admission made during the appeal hearing could be a turning point in R. Kelly's legal battles. By acknowledging that the alleged enterprise was designed to create an illusion of confinement, the state attorney inadvertently supported the defense's argument that the prosecution's case is built on shaky ground. This revelation, coupled with Diana Copeland's testimony, provides a strong basis for challenging the validity of the convictions in both New York and Chicago. To those who have followed this case closely, this development is a reminder of the importance of listening carefully and analyzing the evidence critically. It is easy to be swayed by sensational narratives, but true justice requires a commitment to uncovering the truth no matter how deeply it may be buried. As this story continues to unfold, we must remain vigilant and demand accountability from government and the Department of Justice combined. The state attorney's statement during the New York appeal hearing has far-reaching implications for R. Kelly's case. By admitting that the alleged enterprise was designed to make women feel like they were confined, the prosecution inadvertently revealed a critical flaw in their argument. This revelation, combined with Diana Copeland's testimony, calls into question the validity of the charges and convictions against R. Kelly. As we await further developments from the New York appeal, let us remember that the pursuit of justice is not about simply taking sides but about seeking the truth. Thank you for watching, and please share your thoughts in the comments below as we continue this important conversation. If you want to be featured in our video releases, send us your clips by emailing them to hnnewsroom242@gmail.com or use Google Drive for larger files. Be sure to include your name and any details you'd like us to know. We can't wait to showcase your contributions. That is all we had for you today on HN What's Your Say. To keep updated whenever we post a new video, subscribe to this channel now. Also remember to hit the bell icon and enable notifications. And feel free to share your opinions with us in the comment section below, and let us know if you would like us to publish your views in our next release. We value all our subscribers' opinions.